Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Zach Bell here from Real Fan Sports. Make sure you click subscribe below to stay locked into our fan list reviews and all of our sports content. Cheers.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nonpfixion. This is Real Fan Sports, and we have a doozy in for you today. This one is a tier list for the quarterbacks. Yes, we're going to judge your favorite quarterbacks and your teams. Let's get into it. I'm bringing Zach, and let's get it cracking.
Tier list. Like Don said, we got the elite. We got A tier, we got B tier, we got C tier, and then we got the bottom of the barrel basement quarterbacks. We're going to go run through all starting quarterbacks and the couple of guys that are still fighting for spots. There's three extra players, three teams that are really fighting, and they haven't announced who their number one quarterback is going to be to start the season quite yet. But we're going to go ahead and start it off with the guy who just stole the job in San Francisco, Mr. Trey Lance. Tell me what you think of Trey, man.
I mean, because you don't really know much about him. I mean, yeah, they had a couple videos online that shows like him in practice. I know he had some touches last season. I don't know. To me, right now, he's a gimmick quarterback.
For me, right now, until I see something, I don't know if I want to put him basement because I think he has potential. He's a multi-talented quarterback, which a lot of what the league's liking right now. I have him in the C list. Where you got him at?
I was honestly thinking C, 100% C. Like, that's what I was
Go ahead and drag him on up. Put him in there. And now we're going to go up to my favorite quarterback, who, like we said, in here, I'm going to tell you what I think about Jameis, but ultimately, Non's going to go ahead and pick the spot for him. I think Jameis is going to be surprisingly good this year. Jameis is going to have a surprising year that may finally take the weight of that 32 and 30 season. That's right, 32 and 30. It's not 30 and 30. Y'all get that right. That 32 and 30 season off his back a little bit, and I think he's gonna play. And I think he's gonna play a lot better. But I'd put him at a B. But Non, this is on you. So I'm
okay.
I'm gonna take my headphones off. That way I can.
No. Leave him on. Leave him on. I'm not gonna like destroy the guy. I don't hate him. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, agree with what you said. I don't take anything from what you said. I don't think, that 30 and 32, whatever that was, yeah, that was a while ago. So I'm not even worried about that. That's not even part of my decision. My thing is just from the previous season. There's a few things that I want to see from him. I want to see him be able to recognize defense. I want to see him be able to call out where the blitz is coming from. I want him to be able to control the pocket and not allow the coach to call the plays. There's things that he wasn't allowed to do where I think it kind of cowed him down to where it's like he's being controlled too much. And I feel like that's the kind of reins he was under. And I'm like, the man, he's in the NFL for a reason. Give him opportunity to shine. If it doesn't work, then you go back to that style. I mean, what was he? 59% passing last in the 7 games he did play. So I don't hate him. I think there's great potential, and because of his defense that they're going to have, I think the potential for that team is pretty high. I'm just not sure, and I'm not 100% sold on what he can do until I see it. So I'm also going to put him in the B. I put him in the B as well.
Into the next one, Jalen Hurts. I want Jalen Hurts to be so good, so bad. I want Jalen Hurts to be really good. I really love his heart. I loved him in college. I loved how he was able to bounce, play well for Alabama, lose his starting spot in the championship, give him to Tua, goes over to I believe the Sooners, if I remember correctly. I could be off. And play well there. But I think he's in that BC kind of area as of right now. There's still some throwing things and decision making that I need to see him improve on. And we know Philadelphia fans are brutal. I think this is last year to really prove it. What are you looking at now?
I agree with most of your takes on this one again. We've talked about it, and I really like him. I just hate that the team he's on. Anywhere else, I think with the proper backing and guidance, that O-line in there in Philly last year was the main problem with that team. Every time he has to run to save his life. A quarterback who has the potential to run, he ran for 786 yards last year.
He's got some nice new wide receiver this year, and AJ Brown too. And that might put him in the B alone.
And they're friends, and they went to school together. So it's like, this is a plus. This is a real big plus for him. And I think that
I was leaning C, but I think I'm going B now.
And preseason, I'll give him a low tier B. I'm not going to put him with Trey Lance because I think C is. Not yet. I won't put him in. If he has a bad season, then next season he's definitely C for sure. But I want to put him on B because I think there is potential there. But I think he's actually a good quarterback. Up next, Russell Wilson.
Now I know you got strong opinions on Russell Wilson. I want to hear it. I'm gonna let you just take this one fully because I know you. That's in your division. You got some opinions. Tell them what your opinions are.
So right now, we all know many of us, we all into sports. So we watch the other big name ABC channels and we see what they're talking about. Everyone automatically has Denver as being the top dog in the AFC West because they have this guy. And I personally don't see it. So I personally feel like to me, he's no longer in the elite category. Until I see something this season, then I'll give him that. He's no longer elite category. I still rate him high because he is a good quarterback.
I agree that Russ has declined over the last couple of years as he will, but Seattle hasn't done much to help him. They definitely don't have him on the elite status though.
Yeah, but like what you're telling me, like all the bad stuff. I want people when people do that, it feels like when they go to certain other quarterbacks, they don't do that same thing. Like it's like
that's true.
Certain quarterbacks
they're holding his legacy ahead of him, his past ahead of what's the future.
Those elite level considered quarterbacks when they say, "Oh, well, he didn't have this, he didn't have this," but then so and so other person didn't have that either.
So this year, with what he has, do you see him being an A tier quarterback or a B tier quarterback?
I mean, I think he is a step above Jameis.
Yeah, I agree.
So in that, I'd have to put A. Put him in. You know what I'm saying? I had to put him in A.
Mr. Aaron Rodgers, he likes his hallucinogens. he likes to show up to training camp in wife beaters. He's afraid of needles. I'm just kidding. I love Rodgers. I mean, I feel like this is an easy one. But Rodgers, other than playoffs, this dude is the most efficient quarterback in the league. He doesn't throw interceptions. He had Devonte Adams help. We're going to see him this year with a bunch of young guys. Lazard, who's technically their wide receiver 3, I think is now jumped up to wide receiver 1. I actually like Lazard. I think he's going to be fine. Aaron Rodgers makes players look really good. And I think just in that alone, in his efficiency, I got to put him up in the elite status. What do you think?
Status-wise, off of what you said, once again, agree. I'll put him up there as well. I want to see how he looks this season without a dominant receiver such as Devonte Adams. That's what I want to see. I want to see if he's like Tom Brady, who when he lost great receivers could take guys off the corner and make them all-stars.
I want to point something that's I mean, I guess not necessarily just quarterbacks. Who has more of a decline this year, Devonte Adams or Aaron Rodgers?
Rodgers.
So Ryan Tannehill up next. We have some good friends that we've met in the Titans fan base, and I hate when I gotta talk bad about Ryan Tannehill, and they're normally very like understanding of my opinion, just like us. We're very open to hearing other people's opinion. And Ryan Tannehill to me is just not that guy who has to have his running back win the game or his defense win the game for him. And I personally put Ryan Tannehill below Jameis. I put him below Jalen Hurts, and I put him in that C category. I love my Titans fans, love the people that I've met, but I got to be honest with this one. We're brutally honest here, and Ryan Tannehill's at C for me.
Tannehill, where do I start? I don't like him. I don't think he should be in the NFL. like you're the reason why your team should have went a little bit further in the playoffs than where it did. It's your fault. It's 100% your fault. It's no one else's fault but yours. No one told you to throw that many interceptions back to back to back to back to back to back. Maybe I came on a little strong. Okay, he's quarterback in the NFL. Okay, cool, he belongs there. But yeah, he is nowhere near elite A, B. He's top of C for me right now. He's top of C. And I love Titan Rossi and his crew and the people that was on that stream. I love them. So it's nothing about against the team as a whole. It's just I don't like him.
Going on into the next one, we're going to speak about Derek Carr. So like we said, Nonfixion is the Raiders fan. I'm going to let him say his opinion, and then I'm going to put him where I think he is. Non, go ahead and jump.
Well, no, we're going to do like we did for Jameis. This all you. You got it.
Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, I feel like is one of the guys in the league that can be so very good. Organization has not been great since he's been in there. He had the one amazing season where he was kind of in the MVP talk for a little bit before his injury. Mm-hmm. Has consistently put up good numbers, has a lot of pass yards, and plays really well, but his number one receiver has been a tight end for several years. And we're going to see him now with Devonte Adams, his buddy from Fresno, who he played with and was roommates with and hung out and had practice and chilled with and threw the ball with all throughout summer and all these different things.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a really good year. I think I have Derek Carr sitting around the like top 10 part of my list. I think he's going to be better than Russell Wilson this year. So like in that alone, I have him at A, but I know a lot of people see him at B, but I'm putting him at A.
Okay. Well, you call it, I'm putting it.
Justin Herbert, the young buck, the one that slipped through the draft a good bit. A lot of teams missed out on this man. And I do not know why. He was the best. He was the best looking quarterback during the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
He was throwing balls on the dot. He did phenomenal things, and he plays for the Chargers now, who have a squad that is honestly one of my predictions to be in the Super Bowl this year. So where I put him, Herbert is on that edge for me. It's hard for me to put him in elite because he's still so young and he's still developing. Yeah. But what I've seen so far, because of his youth and now having a team that is going to be better, all their wide receivers are healthy. You know, I think he's going to have an even better year this year. And so I'm putting him in S tier.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm saying it. Where do you have him?
I don't necessarily hate that. When I first seen him play, I want to say it was after the second series, the first time watching him play, I was thinking, oh, he's going to be a problem. Automatic, like his first game, I was like, he's going to be a problem. And then the first game against the Raiders, I was like, oh yeah, he's going to be a problem because he's so good. I honestly like him, and currently right now he's ranked 3. So being that he's ranked 3, he's technically always considered elite. It's hard for me to want to agree with you, but I want to agree with you because I think he's really good. He's gonna have a great season. Plus, I'm gonna, against my better judgment as a Raiders fan, I'm gonna put him in the elite category.
Go ahead and hop into the next one. Josh Allen. I mean, this is easy for me. I'm just saying elite. I don't even think I have to explain myself. His running ability, his throwing ability, and all that he's done. Josh Allen is a dog. I think he's elite. He's my favorite quarterback in the league right now.
I like him, and of course, during the playoffs, we was rooting for him tough. But I agree with you 100%. He's jumped from 2018 from being 32 in the league to now currently being ranked, I want to say 6th. So I honestly agree. I think they probably can push him a little more on their list, but they got to have Tom Brady higher. So I'll put him in league 2. I'll be honest with you. I like him a lot.
That goes on into Miami's Tua.
Yeah.
Tua. Yeah. I always forget. Tua's in the same situation of Alabama quarterbacks that are coming in that are kind of in their last chance scenario. They're just picking up Hill, the cheetah. We all saw the first pass that looked underthrown and we were all worried about it, but Miami quickly corrected it, and a couple weeks later showed one that he threw it on the money. They should have posted that one first and not the other one, but their social media teams gotta get it together. I honestly don't think Tua is as good as Jalen Hurts in the NFL. This year they're under a new coaching system. They've had some changes. He did get a better wide receiver, but regardless of what Cheetah has said, that he's the most accurate quarterback that he's ever worked with. Cheetah, stop doing great PR work, because I have a Tua at the C.
Oh, I have him at the C too. Cheetah trying to convince himself for that paycheck. If he didn't want, he could have stayed with the Chiefs and got a little bit less, but no, he got greedy, and of course that put him somewhere else where he had to make it seem like this quarterback is just as good as Patrick Mahomes. Like, you're crazy. What are you smoking? And can I have some? Like, no. That dude is C tier all day. His accuracy is terrible. His arm strength is bad. His timing is bad. Like, I know he's young. Okay, cool. But he's not nowhere near B or A or elite yet.
Man, you almost got him in the basement. I feel like we've taken that basement name too hard, because you like what you just said. You like, are we putting Tua in the basement in the first one? Because I feel like we're being nice. We're giving a lot of C's, because even Trey Lance was kind of on the borderline of C. Are we going to give our first basement? Okay, let's do this right now.
Go ahead.
Tua or Trey Lance? One of them goes to the basement.
I've seen more Tua play than Trey. That's the problem. Tua's arm strength is bad. Accuracy is bad. Recognition of the open player is bad. And I know he's still young, so the potential could be anywhere, but no, he has to be either C or a basement.
Okay. All right. Let's put him in the basement then. Someone's got to go there. And right now he's there. I hope he proves this wrong, but we got to put him there. All right, guys. So on to the next one. We're going to go ahead and talk about Mac Jones, another Alabama quarterback coming in hot. The Patriots are really talking him up, saying that he's worked out. He's in the best shape of his life. He's looking really good. What I saw last year, Belichick babied him, made him look better than what he was. I don't think he was very good last year. I thought he did what he could with what he had. I think what I saw last year, he's below Ryan Tannehill. Do we put him at C? What are your thoughts?
I wouldn't necessarily put him at basement. The potential is there. Plays for New England, so therefore I think the what's around him is going to help him become a better player in the long run. But quarterback, because they look at Tom Brady. So eyeball test, I'd have to put him at a C, but I'd put him behind Trey Lance. I don't know this dude's name. What was this dude's name?
Oh, I know this dude. This boy right here. He's got that dog in him.
Oh, Lord.
He loves mamas. Mr. Zach Wilson for the New York Jets. New York Jets, I think, are an up-and-coming good team. We'll talk about that a little more on our next tier list that's going to come out. So not very good. The best games that the Jets had last year was whenever, I don't know his first name, White came in and played while Zach Wilson was injured. The best games the Jets had, the only time they made it on ESPN about anything positive was whenever he was not there. And to the basement you go.
He's immediately a basement player for me, bro. I don't have anything good to say about him at all. Like, nothing. Like, and I know another young quarterback, so it sucks that these young quarterbacks are getting thrown into the fire so early without learning behind somebody. But just where you're at, you're in a place where they're desperate to get wins, and so no matter who comes in, you're never going to be able to learn behind somebody else because they're desperate. So that in that desperation, they're just going to throw you into the fire every time.
Yeah. So the man of the hour, Baker Mayfield playing with a little bit of spunk, a little bit of revenge in his heart, and a little hate now with Carolina, who has. Christian McCaffrey is now healed up for now. Overall, Baker, where do I put him? Baker's heart is bigger than his play style. I like his physicality. I like his no-give-up spirit. I love his commercials. His commercials are great. Oh, yeah. If we're ranking commercials, he's elite. But we're ranking his play on the field. I got to put him in the C category. I don't think he's basement, but I have him in C.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily basement. But like you said, if we were voting on heart, he's an elite player if he's voting on heart, but
and commercials.
Yeah, and commercials. But yeah, I don't know, man. And of course, where he's going, who knows what's going to happen there? Yeah.
Coming from there, we're going to go to Cala Murray. We know Nonpfixion is not a big fan of Cala Murray. Not a big fan. We know he wanted to be the highest paid quarterback this past offseason. Finally got his contract right before camp. Allegedly doesn't like watching film. He said that's BS, but we don't know. Cala Murray, what does Cala Murray like to do, Non? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
What does he like to do when he runs? When he runs, what does he do?
What I say?
Scampers.
Yeah, scamper. I was about to say skedaddle, but scamper.
Cala Murray had himself on pace for an MVP season last year. Yeah. About halfway through. Defense started learning how to play him after he had those breakout first 6-7 games like he had. We would have done this tier list last year at the midway point. I'm putting him at the A tier, but as of right now, I got to put him at a B. What's your thoughts?
I would have to put him at a B as well. Like he did. They started off. Cardinals started off on fire. They had a good start to the season. I mean, and the fact that he goes on wherever social media, wherever he talked about it, said it's not true that he doesn't like to study film. If that's the case, then why did they put it in your contract?
I think it's in everyone's contract, to be honest.
Not like his. Not like his. No.
Like his?
No.
Okay.
His was a specific contract, a specific detail that said every day after practice, he had to spend another amount of time studying his playbook. No, nobody has that in there. No. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't put him in the A anymore.
I don't want to be.
Next man up, we're gonna go ahead to the Seahawks. I think we should do both of them at the same time. I think is that them. I see yeah, Gino. Where's Drew Lock at too? You see Drew Lock on there?
They're back to back.
They're back to back.
Yeah,
beautiful. All right, put them in the basement.
I know you was gonna say that, but I'm with it. Let's go. That's great. That's a great collective right there in the basement.
That's a good collective. We're right there. I still think Tua's like on that edge, but like someone had to be the first one. Yeah. Someone had to be the first one. The next guy that coming up is Daniel Jones. Yeah. Put him in the basement. Huh? I mean, do you have anything to add?
I put him right there. No, no.
Up next, we're going to go ahead and move into Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens and a lot of the NFL's favorite quarterback. A lot of people got him in the top 5. Majority of them got him in the top 10. They love what he does with the rushing game. His passing game ain't all there. They like to say he's never had options at the wide receiver, which I won't disagree with. But Lamar has got to do more as a quarterback to me. Say if he could throw 3,200 to 3,500 yards and have a 800 to 1,000 yard rushing season and do that on a consistent basis, then I would have him in my elite category. But Lamar has never had yards from scrimmage over 4,000 yards, except for, I believe, once, the one being his MVP season, which was amazing. He's in the A for me.
I can understand what you're saying, because I think he is above the guys in the B category, but I also can put him at a high B just because I know last season the offensive line was bad, but, he still didn't play as good as he should have. And I think the potential was there. I like Lamar. I definitely think it's there, but I definitely don't think he's elite. And he can fit in A, but I personally would put him at the top of B until we get through more of this list. I might move up to A.
All right, so we're going to go and talk about the Steelers quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky. Pickett's a rookie. He's coming from Pitt. I hate to throw him in the basement as a rookie, but from what I'm hearing from the training camp over with the Pittsburgh Steelers is that it's not looking very good. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I'm going to let you be the deciding factor on this one.
So we're going to put the rook in the basement just because we haven't seen anything. So he doesn't get a vote. So basement it is because he just barely stepped off the bus. As far as Trebisky, when he came into the league and he's playing, I kind of liked him. I thought there was potential there, but then it just went away. It went away like Thanos at the end of Endgame. It just dusted away. Like he might have to join the house party in the basement. I mean, it's a basement for a reason.
I mean, look, it's becoming a club. Yeah. I mean, honestly, look, the basement sounds like a sick nightclub. Davis Mills. I think I'm a Davis Mills fan, not because he had an amazing year, but because he did okay enough over at the Texans with that crap hole of a organization that they have going on over there and dealing with the year of getting rid of Watson and dealing with all of that stuff. And I thought he did as best as what he could coming in for the few games that he did play. I thought he looked decent. What is your thoughts? And we haven't seen much of him.
We haven't seen much of him, but I do think he has a pretty good arm. I think he has a pretty big arm. He can throw on the run. There's some things where he can get, when he gets hot, he can get hot and stay hot for a while and make some good decisions. But then when he's cold, he's cold. I don't know if I want to put him in the basement. Like if C tier gets lower, I wouldn't mind putting him at the bottom of C tier. I mean, if we put him in the basement, he's gonna be above Tua.
Yeah, let's put him in C. Next up, Matt Ryan, former Atlanta Falcon, now over with the Indianapolis Colts. And Indianapolis Colts has been trying so many different quarterbacks over there. They went through Carson Wentz. They went through Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement. I don't remember who their quarterback was before then, if you want to be completely honest with you. Matt Ryan,
he was one of them.
Okay, yeah. Matt Ryan, to me, honestly, like he had some really good glory years with the Atlanta Falcons, but I think the Atlanta Falcons really made his career look worse than what he was. I think Matt Ryan's a really good quarterback. He's up in age now. Yeah. His arm isn't there what it used to be, but Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. Could put him like right behind Jalen Hurts or just in front of him.
Can't put him A or E, and I'd C. I think he's better than everybody in C. So I would agree putting him on B tier, and if I put him somewhere, it'll probably be after Murray.
Trevor Lawrence over at the Jaguars, the superstar coming out of Clemson, predicted to be the most NFL competent quarterback to come into the league. Trevor Lawrence did not show us much last year. He's in an organization. This goes back to conversations that you and me have had about how it's unfortunate for some players that will never know how good they will be because of who they're drafted by. And for that reason, I think Trevor Lawrence could be very good. I don't think he's basement. I think he's C tier for me.
Definitely not basement. I think potential is really there with him. Like, it is unfortunate the team that he's on. I mean, and everyone will say like, okay, last season wasn't the greatest season, but he still threw for 3,600 yards. His best game just happened to come the last game of the season when he knocked out
Against
the
the
Colts,
Colts.
and it was just a
Yes.
great game. He played. I won't say he played out of his mind, but he played one of his more complete games. It just sucks that it was the last game of the season, so there was no momentum to be able to be built off of that. But basement, I will not say basement. I won't even put him there yet. But I can agree and say C tier.
And we're going to go into Chicago's quarterback, another guy that had a lot of expectations coming out of college, Justin Fields. Mr. Justin Fields has a very multi-talented skill set, but he plays for the Chicago Bears. This is where like I start seeing like the difference of like, do I want to move Tua up to C tier? Because I don't know if I saw enough to put him above Tua, but I also don't think that I don't think he's basement.
Yeah.
I think he's C tier. I feel like we got a lot of basement guys. Should we move Tua up to C?
Yeah, we'll move Tua up to C just because, I mean, he didn't have the greatest season. But like you said, he's with the Bears. So that I'm going to put him at the end of C. But by the end, he may end up in the basement.
And we should do the same thing with, Sam Darnold. we got Darnold. I have Darnold behind Baker. I got Darnold in the basement. I think he's had enough time in his career in the NFL to show that he can be something. He should be a known starter, and he just isn't. And I don't think he should start on any team. I can't see him starting over any of the players, even in the not available spot. I got him at the bottom of the basement.
I mean, he was once ranked 36, and he was an active starting QB. So that's not good. I definitely got to put him in the basement.
A hoodie text me said, Sandown should be below the basement. Y'all haunted house option. He haunted house. He do be seeing ghost. As a request of our chat, we're adding a haunted house option. This is gonna start getting easy. Joey B. Joey B's an A tier.
I agree.
I know he went to the Super Bowl last year. He's definitely not elite. He needs a couple more years under his belt to be considered in that opinion. I do have him below Justin Herbert, and I know people will say Justin Herbert hasn't proved anything, hasn't made the playoffs, hasn't done this, but just based off of an eye.
I'll say eye test.
Based off of an eye, I gotta put him at A.
It's gonna be good, but I don't know if the path's gonna be as smooth as it was last season.
Deshaun Watson coming up. And we really had opinions on whether or not to put him in here. We know what Deshaun has done in his seasons before, if we're judging him based off of, previous to the allegations and things like that. And the more and more I see his name pop up and I see him in this feed on this tier list, I don't want to rank him.
Okay, so you're kind of in the same. You're kind of where I'm at too. Like I don't like, because one, he didn't play, so that's one thing. Two is you don't deserve to be ranked right now. You need to get your life straight. Get your life straight.
Put him in the
massage therapist list. Hysterical. Threw him in a haunted house. Let him work with his demons. Let him exercise his demons in the haunted house.
There's no massage therapist at the haunted house. There's none of them. He'll be okay down there. Marcus Mariota, starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, has had his shot over with the Tennessee Titans, moved over to the Raiders as a backup, now starting for the Atlanta Falcons. And I like Marcus Mariota over at Tennessee. I like the way he used his legs. He's up in age now, though, and he's not on the level of these C tier guys. I don't even know if I want to put him with the basement guy now that we've added a new tier.
He was with the Raiders, and he was a backup. And, of course, when they brought him in, it was specialized packages for him. So, it was mostly run passes. I think he may have threw maybe twice, and everybody got excited. Like, he should be a starting quarterback. No, he should not. I don't know if I would want to put him in the basement. I would probably put him C tier, but...
You put him C? No, I can't put him C.
I don't think I could put him in the basement, though. I don't think he's basement material.
All right, we'll let chat decide. I think he's right there.
Okay, next player.
All right, next one, Matthew Stafford. Super Bowl champion. Loved him with the Detroit Lions. Thought he was underappreciated by everybody in the league. He was, Everyone hates when I say this. He was Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes. He did the no-look passes. He did everything, but he played for the Detroit Lions. He finally got a shot over with the Rams, with an organization that wanted to build a team around him. He's A-tier, easily.
I agree with you, A-tier. He's not an elite quarterback to me, but he's a good quarterback, and I've always liked him. I like his determination. I like how. Just go back and look at some of his best games before he became, got with the Rams. Just the one where he injured and threw his shoulder out and still was playing like that. If you don't take a leader like that, I give him A-tier all day.
We got Jared Goff, the current Detroit Lions quarterback, someone that got so much hype because he played for the Rams whenever they first officially switched. I believe the first officially switched over to LA.
Yeah, that hype was big.
Jared Goff, man, what do I got to say about Goff? Your ass, like, bro. Golf is a joke, man. Look, Goff. Nah, man. I just don't like Goff.
I would put him only because I haven't seen enough of Trey Lance. I put him in front of Trey Lance just for right now.
Next up, we got Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is, I think, we talked about it a little bit before stream. You think Kirk Cousins shouldn't be in the league? Is what you said to me.
He is
and that's crazy.
He is a great field manager, and that's about it. He's known for he's a meme now. He has become a meme, bro.
He does the same thing every year. He doesn't get better. He really doesn't get worse. But I think he's above some of the C tier guys, but he's definitely not up there with the B tier. I think I lead him in front of the C tier. I think I got him up in front.
In front. Okay. And I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'm okay with that.
We're going to go into Carson Wentz. The Washington Commanders had a great year.
Yeah, he did.
Do we go basement?
Oh, that's tough because he actually did have a good year.
Or do we say he's bottom of C?
One of those QBs where I said about Tannehill, where there's things about him where they've had good moments. I don't see him in the basement, so it has to be C tier.
Dak Prescott.
Okay.
The Cowgirls. I'm sorry, Cowboys. Dak Prescott had the best wide receiving core, or top 5 wide receiver core the last couple of years. Dealt with a gruesome injury, came back. He's better than Kirk Cousins by a little.
Yeah.
Is it enough to put him in B?
I think it's barely enough to put him in B. I mean, he had a lot of talent around him, and even after his injury came back, started to look okay, but he just was not making good decisions. And it's like, where'd that preseason Super Bowl run QB go to? What happened?
We're gonna come down to the final 2. These 2, man. We're talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady. And we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, who is going to be assumed that people are predicting is going to carry the staff, that's going to win Super Bowl after Super Bowl like Tom Brady has. Tom Brady is defying age itself. Age is the only killer, and you can't stop Father Time. But Tom Brady has found a way to at least hold him off every single year. I don't know what his stats were last year, but this man is still throwing bombs. He's still hitting high yardage. He has good wide receiver core over at Tampa Bay. And it's hard to say that these last 2 guys, including Patrick Mahomes, now we're going to see a true Patrick Mahomes without Hill, that these 2 guys aren't in that elite category. I mean, where do you put these 2?
Both of them, I put them both in the A because I think Mahomes, do I think he's elite? I mean, as a Raiders fan, I'll never say a Chiefs fan is elite. Chiefs player is elite. Never. I don't care if he's the only person. No, never. I'm okay with the other players. I'm cool with that. But Chiefs, I'll never say the QB is elite ever.
Well, I'm gonna say it for you. Patrick Mahomes is elite. Put him up there. If I could take control of the screen, I'd put him up there for you, so that you don't have to. Don't let your hands catch on fire or develop some type of.
I can't move it.
Yeah, put him in elite. Put Tom Brady up there. He's gonna be elite for the rest of his career until he decides to retire, because that's just Tom Brady and that's just how it is, man. And guys, that is gonna go ahead and wrap up our predictions for the tier list ranking of NFL quarterbacks, those that are starting and those that are on the fence and still fighting for that starting spot. Y'all saw the picture at the beginning of the video. So make sure y'all let us know where we're wrong, where we're right. We are Real Fan Sports, and we are here for those that are real fans of their team and their sport. So y'all fight us and tell us, debate us, let us know. Give us the truth. Give us the truth. Tell them, Nonpfixion.
Exactly. He's been waiting for a fight. He's been waiting to do this video, you guys. He's been waiting to do this video. We tried to be as close and as accurate as we felt as finalists of the game of football. So, I mean, if you agree with it, cool. If you don't, let us know why you don't agree with what we said. If your quarterback is in the basement and you think he deserves to be in an A tier, let us know and tell us who it is so we can make fun of you later. No, I'm just playing. We want those conversations.
Y'all have a great morning, noon, evening, night, wherever you are on the road today. My name is Zach. This is Nonp. We are Real Fan Sports. Y'all have a great one. Cheers. Good night. Love you guys.
Peace out.
Say it.